Barstool.
And we are back on 1287 2TM, the breakfast show, bright and early this Friday morning. Can you believe it is day 8 of the festival? And joining me, I've got two special guests, the first of which is my very special guest co-host, Alice Benfer, who is one of our 2TM Discovered finalists for 2025. Alice, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much for having me, Sharnae. I'm very excited to be in the top 5 for the 2TM Discovered competition, and I look forward to sharing my original songs with you all tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait for that. And we've also got another special guest, the man of the moment for the Tamworth Country Music Festival, the one and only James Johnston. G'day.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
It's good to be back in. Thanks so much for having me.
Now, James, I know you have got one heck of a schedule for festival. You literally ran into town. You've had a massive couple of days getting to Tamworth. You've been doing a fundraising run from Armidale to Tamworth, raising money for Ronald McDonald House. Can I just say that is an amazing effort? And I've heard, I saw you perform last night in Toyota Park. Was it $24,000 you raised?
Yeah. It was an incredible result. The original goal was 10,000, and to end up reaching 24,000 was really special. But I got to be honest, I'm questioning my sanity for the reason that I did it. But you know, I'm not a runner or anything like that, right? And I started running at the start of the year. You know, I was like, it's 2025, time to get fit. You know, that was what I was going to do. So about a week into the year, I said, well, I've been for 3 runs. I've done about, 3 or 4 kilometres each run. I said, well, how about I just run into Tamworth? And, how far is it? The original plan was to run from my hometown of Wingham into Tamworth, which was over the range. And thankfully, a few of my running friends, let's call them, said, that's idiotic, that you're going to be doing, 50 or 60 Ks a day over a range. James, you're going to die. That's not a bad idea. So I said, okay, well, where's a good distance outside of town? And we kind of came to Armidale, which ended up being about 110, 115 Ks out of town. And, each night, as I was running between these little towns, I was stopping in and playing, Bendemeer, Uralla, Mooney, Katingal, and it was incredible. Some of these little tiny communities that I actually haven't ever been to before, and getting to stop and play little venues. And, Moonby, we played in the park. We didn't have a venue. We literally just played in the park. But it was really special for me, to be able to do this for the Ronald McDonald House, to be able to do the run, but then actually to get back to the basics, just set up a little speaker in the park and just play music, without any of the, the bells or whistles, and just do what I love to do. It's been an incredible week.
I guess that's sort of going back to sort of the roots of music for you, where it kind of all started all those years ago.
Absolutely. I spent 10 years playing pubs, to most of the time hardly anybody, and I've played all around the country, and it kind of. But there was a magic in that, there was a degree of the pressure was off a little bit, just get up there and just have fun. And I love, don't get me wrong, playing Kicks Park last night was insane and absolutely incredible. But there was something nice about just getting back to the roots.
Yeah, no, well, it's great to see you back here in Tamworth. Also nominated for 4 Golden Guitars. Plus, you're also going to be co-hosting the Golden Guitar Awards with Max Jackson. Are you excited for that big gig?
Excited, a little bit nervous. I gotta be honest, I've become quite comfortable, being on stage and singing and everything like that. I've kind of feel like I've got that one, I'm feeling good with that. Hosting is a whole new thing. And I've the last time I hosted something, I was 18 years old, and I was involved in this thing called Starstruck, which was this all schools event in the Hunter. And I did that for about 6 years, and they got me to host it when I was 18. So the last time I've really hosted anything was I'm not going to give my age away, but it was a little while ago. So the pressure's on, but at the same time, I'm incredibly excited, and to be able to do it with Max Jackson, she's just such an incredible personality, and just she's a bright light. So I feel like when I do derail things a little bit, she'll just bring it right back home.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be great to see you guys there. Now, you have had looking back at 2024, the last time we spoke was backstage at the Gympie Music Muster, which was massive. And then I remember you were getting ready, you were going to be supporting Kip Moore, not only on his Australian tour, but you were heading over to South Africa as well. How do you sum up the year that was 2024 for yourself?
It was, there was moments throughout last year that were just some of the biggest moments of my life. You know, playing the muster. That was something I played under the tent about when Raise Like That kind of came out 6 months later or something, and that was just such an incredible experience. That was one of those pinch myself moments. I was like, wow, people are singing my song back to me. And so to be able to get up on the main stage, you know, I feel like that's a rite of passage for so many Australian musicians, and that was incredibly special. And then to be on tour with Kip Moore was amazing too. You know, I just learnt so much, and him and his team were just incredible. And then to kind of carry that on to South Africa. And South Africa, I think when I say it to most people, and I'm in the same boat, people are like, country music, South Africa, really? Like, we didn't think that was a thing. But the opportunity came up for me to go over there and play a big festival. So about 6 months before that festival, I flew over there, and I said, I just want to understand it. I just want to go and meet the people and really just kind of get the boots on the ground before I go back and play this festival. You know, I'm a big believer in, you know, I never want to just play to people. You know what I mean? I want to perform with people. I want people to be with me, and I think the only way you can do that is actually just kind of, getting your boots on the ground and going shaking hands and saying good day and feeling what the community is all about. And one thing I found about South Africa that was incredible was that there was so many similarities. You know, people are driving their Land Cruisers, and that country culture, you know, that sense of, you know, that small town identity, let's call it, you know, people being proud of where they came from and their roots, you know, is really strong in South Africa as it is here. So I actually ended up doing a collaboration with an artist over there called Apple, and it was the first time that country music, Afrikaans as the language, and English were really combined into a song. And we were really lucky. That song just really resonated, and I was over there for 10 days before I played the big festival stage. And the song kind of just blew up, and the day that it came out, it ended up becoming the number one song in the country. And the next day, I was in a stadium in Cape Town, the biggest show that I've ever played, the biggest venue I'd ever played. And we played this song, and the entire stadium stood up on their feet and just started singing this song back to us. And I was on stage, and I was just like, this is insane. You know, here I am, this little country kid from Australia, on the other side of the world in South Africa. I got a stadium of people singing this song loud and proud back to me. And so there was some huge moments in 2024 and some real pinch myself moments. So I'm excited for what's to come in the future, you know.
2025 got to be equally as big.
Well, we'll find out. You know, the chapter is unwritten, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and of course, last year as well, with the release of the song that you collaborated on with Lee Kernaghan, "Who I Am," that is the song that has got all the Golden Guitar nominations for yourself and Lee at the awards tomorrow night. That song, I remember when I spoke to you at the Gympie Muster, and I've spoken to Lee about it as well. But the fact that song, you know, it really, the history of that song really started all here in Tamworth when you were a very young fella just busking on the street, on the Boulevard of Dreams, Peel Street, and you got to meet your idol, Lee Kernaghan.
Yeah, that the history with Lee goes back even further than that. You know, the way that I describe, you know, Lee and his music was that I was a young country kid growing up, and it gave me a sense of identity. You know, Lee was played in our house since I was born. But there was something about his music that just made me feel proud to be from where I was from. You know, I think anybody can resonate with that feeling. If you grow up in these tiny little communities as a kid, sometimes there's the sense that there's bigger and better out there. You know, I need to go to the city or whatever it is, you know, escape that. But his music I should feel proud to be from this little country town. I should be proud to be a boy from the bush, you know. And so that messaging is carried through my entire life and through my music. You know, if you listen to my music now, it's Raised Like That, it's Country Boys, it's celebrating those ideas. So to be able to have a song with Lee and to be able to have collaborated with Lee was something that I never could have ever dreamt, especially as a kid, you know, that would ever happen. He was such an idol of mine. So to have a song with him and now be up for 4 nominations at the Golden Guitars, it's pretty incredible. Now,
you've got a new song out called Hellboy. Mm-hmm. I heard you perform this song last night.
Yep.
For the first time I've heard it performed live on the Toyota Park main stage, and it was one epic performance, and I loved you sort of explaining where the song came from, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning that your dad is here in the studio. Can you tell us a little bit about this new single?
Yeah, so Hellboy is the story of really the advice that my dad passed on to me, and now that I'm finding myself passing on to my two boys. You know, I've got my two sons, River, who's 3 years old, and Coda, who's 10. They might be listening, or I'm not sure. My oldest wasn't out of bed yet. I'm not sure if they dragged him out of bed to listen to this today. But, you know, and now I find so much of the advice that my old man gave me that I'm passing on to my boys. And something that Dad really instilled into me was that if you're going to go out there in the world, just give it everything you've got. You know, I did not come from a musical background at all. You know, not a musial family. Dad would like to think he can sing, but, you know, let's be honest.
He's got some good dad jokes, though. We heard one of those before.
Good is questionable. But, you know, like Dad sold tractors and service tractors, and that, you know, that was our family history, tractors. So, you know, for me to go out there and say, hey, I want to be a musician, I want to make us a life as a musician, was pretty kind of stepping outside the box a fair bit. But Dad always said to me, he said, well, if you're going to do this, you know, just give it everything you've got. You know, if the tradie's waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, whatever it is, you know, if they're going out working a whole day and busting it out, you should be doing the same. You know, don't wait for things to come to you. Go out there, work hard, make it happen. And that has stuck with me. So I think Hellboy is that feeling. It's that if you're gonna run with everything you have. You know, if you just give it everything you've got, don't leave anything on the table.
I love this song, and I can't wait to feature it following our chat this morning, James. You've got your big show at the Tamworth Town Hall today. It's an all-ages show. There's standing and seated tickets available, so whatever takes your fancy.
No seating tickets available. We're sold out. We're nearly sold out the show. I would say there's about 50 tickets left for the entire show.
Okay.
So if you want to get in quick.
If you've been sitting on the fence, get off the fence, grab those tickets, because it's going to be a very, very special show. So we can grab those from the Entertainment Venues website, or you can go to jamesjohnston.com. Now, Alice, you've been sitting here in the studio and listening. Do you have any quick questions for James?
James, how does it feel to be nominated for Golden Guitars? I saw you did a collaboration with Kaylee Bell a while ago, and now you're nominated for a few more. How does that feel?
Well, I'm sure you're like me. You know, we've been growing up watching the awards, and when we see so many of our heroes, you know, stand up on that stage and receive those awards. So, you know, it's really special. It is an honour. You know, we say that the honour of the award, but it is, you know, to be nominated and to, you know, I've been very lucky to win a couple of awards. I don't take it for granted because I've been watching a lot of my heroes stand on that stage, and to kind of now be coming up through those ranks, it's pretty special.
Yeah.
Well, James, I know you've got a busy schedule today, and again, appreciate you sparing some time to pop in and say good day. Always nice to catch up in person, because often our interviews are over the phone and via Zoom, but it's been really nice to have you in the 2TM studio. All the best with the show at the Tamworth Town Hall. The music that made me, so I'm guessing we're going to be hearing some songs that have really inspired you during your career? Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting show. So it's a mashup of my songs intertwined with the songs that inspired, you know, either that song or inspired me as an artist. So it's going to be some of the songs I'm sure a lot of people grew up listening to, intertwined with the songs that, you know, people have come to know from me.
Yeah, it's going to be a special night, that's for sure. So not many tickets left. Let's make it a sellout gig at the Tamworth Town Hall. Jump online and grab those. But for now, James Johnston, thank you very much for your time. All the best. And we'll also see you at the Golden Guitars tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Thanks so much for having me on. With your nominations. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the 2TM Breakfast Show, James Johnston joining us this morning, and along with my guest co-host Alice Benfer. Here's the new single out now, Hellboy, James Johnston on 1287 2TM.